Hey guys, real quick before we get into the episode, don't forget to
like us on Facebook at facebook.com/HellaAverageGaming. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/HellaAverageGaming, average spelled AVG. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Follow us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/HellaAverageGaming. Listen to us on Stitcher, check us out on iTunes, and make sure to listen to us on Google Play.
And with all that said and done, let's get to it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 95 of the Hella Average Games Cast. Boy, we're getting up there in numbers, aren't we, Jerry Bear?
Man, we are almost at the big 100.
I know, it's crazy. I can't wait. Pretty soon we'll be doing a big 2-year blowout. We were just talking about that before we started the recording here. But if you can't tell already, it's just the two amigos this week. Jeremy was dead last week after work. Now Carmin's on his little anniversary. He went and got married. So now he's on his anniversary. He's down at the beach, so he couldn't join us. So it's just going to be me and Jeremy holding it down. How's your week, Jeremy?
Been a lot better this week, man.
So what happened last week? You just get killed? You got killed by all the people?
I had the old, the prime Sunday shift at work, the old 10:30 to 7.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I had not the best crew. You know what I'm talking about?
I got you.
So
I know how that is.
Yeah, so I was working my ass off all night. By the time I got home, I just didn't want to do shit.
We've all been there.
If I had come on there, I'd have been grumpier than usual.
That's bad too.
I know, you know me.
Than usual. So, did you get some chance and get some chances and some times to play some video games this week?
Well, you know what? It's funny too is last week, that Sunday, I hadn't played games all week. Not a single game. Like, I didn't turn on nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't. And this week, I've also been lazy. I've only been playing, like, my SNES Mini. Just dicking around with a couple games here and there, but nothing major. I didn't turn on my PlayStation in 2 weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Jeremy, you're slacking.
I know, man.
We're supposed to talk about video games.
I know. Like I said, I've just been playing just a few random SNES games, and that's about it. I mean, I even
What,
pulled
you been playing anything fun?
I've just played a little Breath of Fire 2, Little Yoshi's Island. God, what else? I literally just kind of hopped around between stuff. Some ActRaiser. I can't even really remember.
Wow, so you've just been playing some of the old classics then?
Yeah, I literally picked it up, maybe played for like 45 minutes to an hour just for some random stuff, and then I just kind of went back to watching One Piece all week.
Well, there you go. So you've been watching One Piece. So since you've been doing that, I guess I'll give you a pass for not playing video games.
And like I haven't been doing stuff,
Right, just doing things. I've been watching anime.
Exactly. If I'm not playing video games, or I'm watching anime. If I'm not watching anime, I'm jerking off. I'm not doing that. I'm doing one of the other two.
It's the circle of life.
I'm trying to work on all three at once.
You're trying to do all three at once? Oh my goodness.
Trying to work on that, but I might need another hand. So
you're like the Avatar nerd.
Exactly.
You can bend penis anime and video games.
The trifecta though is you just play a video game anime and jerk off to it. That's how. That's the trick.
See, that's the reason that I love you on this podcast is because of your thoughts. Like that right there, that was primo.
See, I cracked the code.
Well, I guess that means that I should jump into it, and I have been playing some video games. So I did my usual. Been playing The Division. I'm up to level 20.
Okay.
Out of level 30, and obviously the real game starts at the end game, right? So I'm doing a lot of side missions until Carmin jumps on, and then we'll do some main missions. I'm trying to stay around the same main missions with Carmin and Will. Got some buddies playing Division. So hopefully the raids, they've added raids this time, so they're 8-man raids, so we need a shit ton of people playing this game. It's going to be hard to coordinate 8 people to play this fucking game, Jeremy.
Well, there's you, there's Carmin. You said Will was playing?
Yep, and then Rob.
And now you got Rob.
And then there's 2 guys from work, so I think we're just 2 down.
Okay.
So we got to find 2 people that we like enough that can handle our shit.
How
do
about
some raids with us.
How about Michelle and Carmen's wife? Boom.
Michelle,
Solved.
I said that they have to like us and handle our shit. Michelle doesn't like me.
I thought she liked you and handled your shit. That's why you're married. Yeah.
That's what happened. We got married, so she doesn't have to like me.
Oh, and she doesn't have to handle your shit as much.
Exactly.
Just twice a year. Once on your birthday and once on your anniversary.
I feel like we just had this conversation 3 times if you're lucky. But yeah, no, the game is fun. It's solid. There is, like Carmen was saying last week, there are a few little gripes, like a little bit of jank there. Sometimes the camera is bad. Sometimes you can't move to cover like you want. But overall, the shooting's solid. The loot is good. It seems like it's very balanced. Some of the enemies can get spongy. But most of all, like I said, I'm sitting at like an 8.5, 8, something like that.
Yeah, I heard Carmen was like a 7, I think.
He's like 7.5. I can't remember exactly. But we're right there in that 7 to, so let's call it 7.5 to 8.5.
See, that's what I figured you guys were going to be at. You know, it wasn't going to be the 10 out of 10 you were hyping up to be. But
I'll tell you what, though, as far as the itch it's scratching, like that grind is doing a really good job. I'd put that pretty high up on my list. Like,
oh yeah, but
wanting to get on and fuck, I got to get this gear, whatever.
You know, and that's the thing though, is my itch constantly changes because what game scratches my itch perfectly one week might not even interest me the next. So it all depends on your time frame and so forth.
Oh yeah, some days you don't even want to play a video game.
Yeah, or some weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I came up here to the main office one day last week. I sat down to play a video game and like sat here for a minute and just got up from my chair and left. I was like, I'm not doing this.
I hate that. I've done that so many times too. You know, especially like nowadays because, you know, you got to like boot everything up, wait for it to load, and you like play for like 5 or 10 minutes. You're just like, man, just not feeling it.
Hell yeah. So I did the Division, loving that game still. I played Apex. I actually solo queued. So I queued up with 2 randoms. The first game I played and won. I got 4 kills. One guy I was with got 4 kills, and then the one guy that was really good had 14 kills.
Had you ever won a match with Carmen?
I've won one match with Will and Carmen, and then that's the next match I won with, and it was totally with randoms. So. But it was a good win. I mean, honestly, in that game, 4 kills is a good amount. The guy had 14. That's like pro-level stats right there. It was crazy. So that was fun. I got a win there. Played some of that. Played some Tetris 99, but I was not doing good. I was getting knocked out in the 70s for some reason. I tried a new strategy Carmen told me about last week, and it works every once in a while, but, you know, I was still getting knocked out fairly soon. So,
is it that strategy where you clear lines and so you don't die?
That is the main strategy, right? I mean, you would think that's all you have to do. But what he was doing is different than what I was doing. So you have your combat stick, your C stick, and there's 4 settings. You can do attackers, random, badges, or knockouts. So if you have it set on attackers, anyone who is attacking you, you will automatically attack them, right? So when you start clearing lines, you build up and you drop shelves on them. But if you get badges, you drop X amount % more shelves. So the first badge, let's say, is 25%. So what Carmen does is he sets it on badges first, I think, to try to get a couple badges. And then once he has like a 50% boost, he'll start doing KOs because when you knock somebody out, you get all their badges too. So you see what he's doing? He's trying to build up his fight and then take it to some weak people. And I tried that strategy and I was just getting fucked up in the beginning.
I've noticed like Carmen, he's good at developing strategies that work for him.
Maybe.
Know, like,
yeah.
You know, because like I've like seen like him play some competitive player games, and like I've done the same thing where I'm like, oh, I see what he's doing, and I try. I'm like, it's just not my style, bro. Not my style.
Yeah. I mean, everybody plays different, so maybe I play a little bit less aggressive. I try to build up a lot of lines and then drop 2 straight pieces back to back. Some people try to clear line by line as fast as possible. I don't know what the best strategy is. I'm not the pro Tetris guy here. You'd be closer to a pro Tetris player than I am.
I think Carm's the best out of all of us. I'm pretty close next, though. He just plays them a lot more. Yeah,
and it's fun. It really, and what I do is and Carmen was, I was talking to him online before he went off to his anniversary, but I was like, man, I love unwinding. I usually play about 3 to 5 games before I go to bed, and he's like, man, I don't know how you unwind. That game gets me hyped up. So he's the opposite of me.
Don't get me started on the hype.
I mean, he's like sitting there like, I can't go to bed. I got to play 10 more of these.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, that's how he is with Tetris.
Oh, he gets hyped with Tetris.
Yeah, that's what, not the hype train. Like, he gets hyped up.
Yeah. I thought you were saying you were the one getting hyped up playing Tetris.
Oh, no, not me. I actually play it to relax.
Gotcha.
Like, I get done, I play about 3 games at the end of the night, then I go to bed.
Puzzle games don't get me hyped up. They get me relaxed. So I'm with you on that.
Absolutely. And then I played a little bit of Divinity yesterday, but I got into a part that was, I got stuck essentially, and I was like, no, I can't keep doing this. I walked around this place for an hour. And then when I looked it up and I saw how easy it was, I was really pissed off at myself. And so I just kind of saved the game and cut it off.
God, been there, done that.
What it was is like I got a stone. Like you had to go through like to another realm. They like automatically take you there, and they give you a stone. It turns out it's a stone for you to use waypoints. So the only way to get out is to go to the waypoint menu and teleport out. I was walking around this place forever. It doesn't tell you that, so it wasn't intuitive. So I sat there and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe I missed that.
You just kind of stop because you feel stupid, and you feel like. And trust me, I've been there, especially with RPGs, because you literally walk around and you're like, what the fuck do I do? Where do I go? And then like you look on the menu and it literally tells you, walk over here and talk to them. And you're like, fuck. And then you just do it. And you
Divinity,
save.
at least the old one, the one I'm playing, does a good job of being like, hey, here's a mission, but it does not tell you where it's at. You can do anything you want. It doesn't lead you by the hand anywhere.
That's kind of one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of like the open world RPGs that much, because I just get lost. It's fine for like side quests and stuff, but when main quests come up, they really need to hammer in like, here's where you go, do this, and so forth. If they're just like, you figure it out, like I'll be wandering the wastelands forever.
Well, you got to think also like a lot of the new open world, like when you complete a portion of the quest, it updates and says, now go talk to this person. A lot of the old RPGs don't do that.
No.
They're like, go figure out this person who got murdered, and that's it.
Dude,
that's the whole mission.
I still remember the first time I played Final Fantasy VII. I was still on the first disc. It was right after you got Sid to join your party, and you're riding around on the little plane in the water. And I didn't know where to go. He just said, let's kind of ride around until we find out where to go. I went all the way to that Samurai Kingdom, Wutai. Yeah. And I thought that's where I was supposed to go. And I ran all over that damn place, talked to everyone, went everywhere, and I couldn't do anything. I probably spent like 2 weeks there before I eventually just left and found out where I was supposed to go. And it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts, but I was way overpowered for the next dungeon.
Yeah, you'd been at least the next dungeon. No, I feel you, and that's why being an RPG fan has got its downfalls. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
But let me think. I think that was about it. I think I played some. Actually, I did play a couple of games of NBA Playgrounds. That's another one I just kind of unwind to and play a couple of those.
Yeah, no reason. You got the platinum for that already.
I'm talking about two. Which
also
does not have a platinum.
God,
I checked first thing.
It's so weird too, because like there's some game I can understand like certain games that are really quick and easy that they don't give a platinum because there's only like maybe 5 trophies anyway. But then there'll be other ones like that where there's like 20 or 30 trophies and a couple golds, some silvers, and no platinum.
Yep.
What the fuck?
And I was like, when, because the first one, it wasn't under 2K's wing, and then 2K bought it. Mm-hmm. I was for sure that when 2K bought it, they would throw trophies in, or more trophies and a platinum in there, but they didn't. They just expanded the roster and kind of polished it, which that's okay, but I just won't have a platinum to chase. And I'm not really worried about it anyway, but trust me, I still have a bad taste in my mouth from trying to get that first one.
Hey, I've got a couple games with 100% trophies on them and no platinum. But to be fair, they're also like arcade titles, so you can get like a trophy. You can get all the trophies in like 30 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad.
And there's a couple you can just cut it on and you get every trophy. One playthrough, you get every fucking trophy.
I'm not even kidding. There was some weird game I downloaded on my PS3 when it first came out. It was like $3. I think it was called like Shadows Linger. It was like one of those artsy games where I have no idea what the fuck you're supposed to do. After I like just did like a 10-minute game session, I like ended my game. I had like 15 trophies pop up instantly. Bing, 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 bing. And these are like there's like these nonsensical ones where the description makes no sense. It's just like artsy bullshit. I was like,
Wow.
Okay. Never turned it on again.
See ya. Never cut
like,
you on again.
Thanks for the trophies. What the fuck did I just play?
We walk away like, what the fuck?
I seriously did. I was like, what the hell was this?
Wow. Well, cool deal. Cool deal. Yeah, and, I don't know. Carmen's hitting all these platinums. I don't think I'm going to catch him this year.
Oh, he's a beast with that shit. I could honestly catch up with him if I had the, stick-to-itiveness, or you want to call it.
Yeah, I know, the gumption.
The gumption.
Yeah.
I've got the desire. I got the skill. I just don't have the, patience.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, patience.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if I can get like every trophy in Bloodborne, that tells you something.
Yes, because you fell in love with that. That's the last game you really got hooked on.
Yeah. Now I
know you like Persona 2, but you went through all of these.
Persona 5, yeah, I did get hooked on that. That was the last game I got hooked on.
That's right. Yeah.
I did like 120 hours or something into that, so I'm good. So that was the last game. But that was like
okay.
2
That
years
was
ago.
I forgot about that. All right, so you ready to jump into the news? Then did we miss anything?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, then. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for some
News.
So, the first thing on the list. Last week, Jeremy, you were not here. I'm sure you got a chance to listen to the podcast, but we kind of gave a brief overview of you were kind of yawn on the Google Stadia. So, you want to give your side of the story on it. So, let's hear what you got to say about Stadia.
All right, well, first of all, I got to say I was expecting console, so
I think we all were.
Yeah, so this was a bit of a surprise, but it was also kind of a disappointing surprise because if they weren't going to do a console, I was hoping they were going to do something more innovative instead of just doing what like Xbox and PlayStation are already doing with the Now and the what's the Xbox version called?
The Xbox is I don't think they do their version anymore. They used to do it, but I think they did. Like, Games Pass is actually download to the console.
Oh, okay. But, they've
Xbox
done
does
streaming.
have to play anywhere where you can, like, throw it to your PC, but I don't know how that works.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like PlayStation Now, use that as an example.
PlayStation Now, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, because that's streaming and all that. And yes, I'm 100% sure Google's version is going to be infinitely better. They have way more resources and stuff. But I just don't think... I know you guys are getting all excited for it, and I can kind of get behind that this is the future of gaming, but it's not going to be that for a long time.
What's your time frame? What are you thinking?
Honestly, I would say not even maybe in our lifetime.
Oh, you think it's that far off?
Yeah. The main reason being a couple things is... One, I don't think the technology is still quite there yet. It's not as far behind as VR, don't get me wrong, but there are some major issues that they're going to have to overcome, like lag, for instance. I mean, lag is a huge issue in gaming, especially in a game that is being streamed instead of downloaded and played. I mean, hell, there are people who even won't play games with wireless controllers because it has to have that wired controller for that. Like if you get like fighting game enthusiasts, they need their wired controllers because it has to have that instant input. Let alone if you're streaming a game with a wireless controller, you're trying to play like a shooter with Twitch, Twitch reflexes. That one, like even a half of a millisecond lag can get you killed, and people aren't going to put up with that crap. So and I don't think we're going to have the technology to have lag-free streaming like that in a long time. Streaming works fantastic for movies and TV shows like Netflix because the buffering doesn't really matter. You're being passive. You're just watching. You're not interacting. But when you're gaming and, if it lags a bit, you're going to get fucked. You're going to get pissed.
So I agree. I agree with you that it's not going to appeal to the entire gaming audience.
Yeah.
And I think to expound on that, not only it probably won't reach out to the hardcore and the esports gamers, but there are people, and I think we talked about last week, that still have data caps who probably aren't going to be able to use this right away. So it won't reach everybody right away. I agree with that.
That's another good point you brought up, too, is, at least in America, the internet is not at a point where this is a viable option. It is for some people, but there are large pockets of the U.S. who just don't have this. And it's until the infrastructure of the internet in America gets much better and improved, there's no way it's going to take over. They're still going to buy physical games and so forth. That's the reason why a lot of physical games even stay around, because they can't download games. Because if they try to download a 20 gig game, it's going to take them like 3 days. Versus they just go out to the Target down the street, buy the game, download it, boom, good to go.
Well, that's where what Google's doing is they're stepping in and downloading the games on their already existing like mega computers. Their hardware is insane.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. But that's the whole thing. If you're streaming, they're not going to be able to stream it. If it takes you 3 days to download a game, you're not going to be able to viably stream the game.
Well, you got to think if Google's going to have access. So the day a game releases, Google will already have it downloaded. Well,
yeah, I'm not talking about Google. I'm talking about the people who are trying to stream the game. Yeah, this isn't about Google's issue. This is about, like, if you live in the middle of butt fucking nowhere and you have...
Oh, yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Google's side, they got no problem. But, Joe Schmo in Alaska, he don't have internet, or he doesn't have...
You're right, and I've got, one that hits home, and like my in-laws, they live in BFE, South Carolina, and they have basically a Wi-Fi hotspot that would not carry 30 megabits, which is about what you need. So that I see as an issue, and I agree with you. I think that it doesn't reach everybody. I think it reaches the majority. I still think, maybe a bare majority. Like, you're looking maybe like 50-60% of the people.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still a majority.
Yes. And I also saw, too, like, talking about you'll be able to stream this to your mobile device, phone, and so forth.
Right.
Unless I'm at home with the Wi-Fi, that's going to destroy my data. I get 3 gigs a month. That would be destroyed in 10 minutes if I was, at work or something, or on a road trip. That's just not it's a nice feature to have, but that's just not a viable position right now. Unless you have an unlimited data plan, which very few people have. My sister has one, but she was grandfathered into it. Like, I think we have AT&T. They don't even offer that anymore, apparently.
Well, yeah, and that goes back to the same thing. If you have data caps, essentially that is a data cap. And I get what you're saying. Now, what if and I don't know if they have, and this is all speculation, but they've had to have thought these things. Because we're Joe Schmo on the street, we're thinking about it. They're paying people 6-figure salaries to think about this stuff, right?
Well, the thing is, though, I see what you're going with this, but I'll believe it when they actually show me the proposal. This is why I talk about...
You're going to believe it when you see it.
This is why I talk about cautious optimism. I'm not saying this is impossible, and I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I need more information before I start even getting remotely, excited. Ideas are one thing, but I need ideas with proof and data and concepts. That's why I'm such a pessimist.
Right.
Because like I said, if you told me, back in the 90s, when I was watching stuff on VHS, I'd be able to get HD quality movies, on my fucking, telephone. I'd have been like, bullshit, that don't happen. And now, I watch that shit on lunch, in my car. Yeah. So,
well, let me ask you a question then. So let's say, Google, let's say their basic thing is break it at bare minimum. They're going to give you super low latency gaming across platforms, any platform. If they can deliver on that, if they deliver what they say, I think it's huge. If they do what they say.
If they do, let's say that this comes out, and I'll give it, say, 10 years. Let's say in 10 years, it's works flawlessly. It's perfect. There's no latency. Let's say the infrastructure of America comes to a point where, the people in the middle of Kansas can, stream the new Doom with no lag and whatsoever. Everything goes perfectly fine. It's still not going to replace console gaming. It's still not going to replace, downloading it and owning a game and having the disc. Because the biggest issue, and this is really the biggest issue I have with this as a business model, at the end of the day, you don't own anything. You don't own these games.
If the server goes down, your games go down.
If the server goes down, your games are gone. Your internet goes out, you can't play games. I buy, the new Mortal Kombat on disc, I own it. It's mine forever. If I'm paying, $20 a month to stream it off of Google, and they, for whatever reason, just decide, we're going to take it off of our servers, it's gone forever. Can't play it anymore. Like, That's one of the reasons why I'm such a collector is not only because do I like collecting, but I'm a big proponent of like preservation of like games and media and so forth. Because like I didn't know this till the other day, but did you know that almost all movies before 1920 have completely disappeared because they weren't preserved?
I didn't know that, but it makes sense because I know that those reels, the little film reels, they're very, very first off, they're flammable, but they can disintegrate pretty well.
Exactly. And like this, I'm afraid that's going to happen. What's going to happen to games if we just go all, not so much all digital, but all streaming. Like, yeah, and even all digital. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of digital. But at least if you're downloading games, they can be held in some way, shape, or form. In a flash drive or something, for instance. But if you're letting, giant tech companies like Google basically own the actual game and then just decide who gets it and who doesn't, I don't like that. I don't like that idea. Because if they have the actual game on their servers and they're just letting you play it, well, what's to stop them from just going, we don't want you playing this game anymore. We're going to take it off and get rid of it.
Well, I mean, there's no arguing that point. I mean, they could pull off any game they want. I'm sure there'll be nothing in the contract saying that you are guaranteed a game.
Oh, they're going to have like one of those, like every time you update iTunes, it's going to be 35,000 pages and you're just going to go click agree. I mean, has anyone in the history of the world ever read through those things before they click agree?
No, I was just, actually, it's funny you said that because I heard a story the other day. I think Michelle was telling me about it, but there's this company, pretty I guess a major company, but they were, every contract they signed, and there's a clause in there that they would give you $10,000 free if you read it, if you saw that. And one woman did it. One woman read the whole thing and got $10,000.
That's
Only
cool.
One person.
That's cool, and I'm glad they did that because it proves a point. Because I know by law that they have to put this stuff out there to cover their butts. But like I say, it's so long, no one actually reads it. So they don't kind of know, not they're actually doing this, but you could sign your life away and you have no idea. Because I guarantee you, when, if you, let's just say I start a video game service, like similar to Steam, where I let you download games and all that stuff. I could put out this big, long spiel, and you have to sign it and agree to it. I could put in there and just say, I reserve the right to come to your house and smash your computer and get rid of your save files anytime. You'll sign it. And then I can just go out there and do it, and you'll be like, what the hell, dude? And I'm like, read your contract.
Look at your contract.
Should have read it.
Look at the contract.
Seriously. Like I said,
I like your point of view. I like your point of view because you're from the other side. You're like from a collector, somebody who likes to have physical copies. There's a lot of people in that area. And you're one of the people who do have a data cap, at least on your cellular.
Yeah, home I'm fine. Yeah, but
yeah,
cell phone, yeah. But like I said, man, I see why people can get excited for this, but from what I've been looking online, it's been kind of a mixed effect. There are people who are really hyped for it. There are people who hate it. There are people who are kind of in the middle. I'm in that like middle area where I need more information. It'll never be something I do, but I'm personally fine with it existing as an alternative.
So you're not going to give up consoles this next gen or whatever, whenever it comes out.
I will say though, let's say in 10 years, gaming goes 100% streaming like this, I'd probably just quit gaming. I wouldn't do it anymore.
Well, you would play the games you have.
I would play the games I have, yes, but I wouldn't get, whatever streaming device I need and then play the new, whatever, Mortal Kombat 15 or so. I would just be like, I'm good with what I got.
Wow, hot take.
Yeah, seriously.
That's dedication. That's passion.
That is. That's just not my cup of tea, boy.
Well, there you have it. Jeremy's take on Stadia. You got anything else you want to say about it, or is that pretty much run the gamut?
Stadia is a stupid fucking name.
I like it, man.
It sounds like one of those. It sounds like one of those fucking pills you see on TV for erectile dysfunction.
Take Stadia.
Take Stadia. If you experience any of these symptoms in the next 15 days, please contact your doctor.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what happens. This is one I really want to keep our eye on and talk about, and I know they're dropping more information in the summer. So
yeah, I'm still keeping an eye on it. I'm gonna definitely see where it goes, just out of curiosity, because I do want to see. I do see this as another direction that gaming is going in. But I want to see how much of an influence it's going to have, how they're going to handle it, and so forth.
I'm one of those who think this is the future of gaming.
I'm one of those who thinks this is another alternative for gaming. Because there's a reason why ever since its inception, we've always had consoles and physical media for video games. And that has not changed yet.
All right, there you go. You got Jeremy's take on the Stadia. Let us know what you think. What camp are you in? Are you in the love it, hate it, or meh? I'm ready for some more information. And we'll talk about it some more. I'm down to talk about this every single show until it happens. So, but let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about the newest mini on the block. Looks like a Sega Mega. Good Lord, that's a tongue twister. Sega Mega Drive Mini is dropping in September. It's got rumored 40 games on it, and I don't see @Games anywhere on it. I think it's actually coming from Japan.
Yes, this is no longer made by @Games. This is being done in-house by Sega themselves.
Perfect.
Yes. I think this has a good chance at being on the same quality level as the NES and SNES Classic. Hopefully better than the PlayStation Classic. But I just don't see myself buying one of these things. If this had come out like last year when the minis were still hot, I might have gotten it. But 'cause I do love me some Sega Genesis. I love the looks of these little consoles. But I have the Sega Genesis collection on my PS4, on my Switch, on my PS3. I can guarantee you every game that's on there I already have on a current HD system. So I
don't think you need it. I don't think you would need it.
I don't.
I don't even have all the games, and I'm just not interested. I'm off the mini bandwagon.
And that's the thing too, is the price, $70, is not bad. It's $10 less than the Super NES Mini, and I'm sure it's hackable. So you could probably add some more Genesis games, which is kind of cool. But for $30, you can get the Genesis collection on the system of your choice, and it has more games.
And probably every game that's going to be on the mini.
The only games that weren't on the Sega Genesis collection that should be on the mini were Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, and probably Echo the Dolphin. Although I'm not a big fan of that game, but a lot of people like that.
Well, I was a Sega baby, and I'm passing on this, so I don't know.
I know that says something. I love the other two mini consoles. I like playing them and displaying them, but the Genesis, yeah, I'll probably just pass on this too.
I like having my but I'm not, my SNES Mini is not even hooked up. I've got it as like a piece on my bookshelf right now. I had mine just as pieces as well until I started like playing them again. But I don't play them often. Look nice. Oh, they look fantastic. But the only way I would possibly consider picking up one of these Genesis Minis is if they have a bunch of third-party software on there that is not on the Sega Genesis collection, like Rocket Knight Adventures or Contra, the Hardcores, and Castlevania. I think they had a really good Castlevania on there. If they had a lot of those games on there, I might consider picking it up. Because a lot of those are really good, and getting an actual cartridge is rather expensive. I mean, the Genesis Castlevania costs like $100 for just. Jeez, I didn't know it was that expensive. Oh, they get high. They get just really expensive. And I have Rocket Knight Adventures on my original Genesis, and I love that game, but it'd be nice to be able to play it in HD. I wonder what the most rare Sega Genesis game is. I'm about to see what the Google machine says. That's a good question. The rarest and most valuable Sega Genesis and Mega Drive games. And I'm using Google right now to see what they say. Because I know, like, SNES, it's like Hagane. It looks like the answer is the elusive variant of the classic puzzle game Tetris. Oh, the Tengen Tetris. Yeah, yes. It was developed alongside Sega's 16 arcade version. Yes, it was. It was released for like a couple weeks, and it was pulled because of copyright. Not copyright, but legal issues. Wow. Yeah. So you're right. That is the rarest one. Oh, the Maximum Carnage box set is $327. That's a cool box set. It was like a full red one. It had Carnage on the front of it. I've got that on Super Nintendo as a red cart. No, well, did they have the box with it, like basically a steel book at the time? No, Super Nintendo games. I threw all the boxes away because I wish I had them. You dumbass.
No one kept cardboard boxes back then. I kept my Genesis boxes because they were like little VHS.
Yeah, they're plastic. Cool. Yeah,
they're cool.
They are cool. I agree. I like them.
Yeah, but man, I wish I kept all my NES and SNES boxes. Those go for some money.
You're right. I'm excited to see what Carmin thinks about this classic. I have a feeling I know he's not interested in it. So,
I think he said he wasn't interested. So, I think this is too. I think honestly, this is going to be a good, solid product released just at a very bad time, just after the craze is over.
Yeah, the craze has come and gone.
It has. Like I'm seeing,
it's a good time to release it. September, it'll sit for a couple months, then it'll probably pick back up steam during the holidays.
I mean, yeah, it'll sell a little bit, but it's not going to do like they'll be easy to find. I think.
I agree. It'll be like probably in every store.
Yeah, I'll be able to go to Walmart and there'll be like 10 of them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be tough to find at all. Nothing like the original NES.
No.
I don't think any of the minis will ever do that.
I've still never seen an NES mini in the wild. I've seen the SNES a couple times, but never the original.
I've seen the NES a couple of times, but yeah, the SNES I see everywhere. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. As soon as they haven't released games or anything yet, so as soon as we get a list of games, we'll talk about that. And then we'll actually probably compare and contrast to the Sega collection and see what is missing. Yeah. But let's rock on. Let's talk about some free stuff.
Free.
Yeah, we like free things. So
I'm not a big fan of these free things, though.
Well, free is free. So
that's true.
We got the PS Plus and the Games with Gold been announced. God, I can't even talk today. The PS Plus games with God Almighty, Jeremy. The PS Plus games are Conan Exiles and The Surge. Now, I might actually play Conan Exiles. I hear it's okay.
It's an online-only game from what I've heard.
Yeah. I think it's online-only.
It's kind of janky. So, that might be one where I guarantee you'll probably download it. You might play it for an hour or two and then get bored and then just delete it.
Yeah, maybe. At least give it a shot.
Give it a shot. It's honestly, it's an interesting concept, but it's, I think, one of those like PUBG where it never really left beta.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it, but, I can see where you're coming from. And then The Surge, which you said is one like kind of like a weaker version of the Souls games.
Yeah,
Lords of the Fallen type thing.
It's made by the same people that did Lords of the Fallen, which was a solid, though not exceptional, Souls type game.
Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
But this one, I never got a chance to play it, but it was a Souls game, but it was based on like a spaceship, so with aliens and stuff, and you have to like build your gear. But I heard it was
like a sci-fi Souls, huh?
It's a sci-fi one, which sounds cool, but I've heard it's actually quite kind of bland and boring.
Really?
Again, yeah, they said it's nothing inoffensively bad, but just kind of there.
Yeah, it's got mediocre ratings. Nothing bad.
Yeah, nothing terrible, but nothing exceptional.
I don't even remember seeing this. Now,
it came and went pretty quick.
Users like the game, it seems like.
Well,
87% liked it on Google.
Yeah. Souls fans they like their hard games.
Yeah. That's a following almost. I wonder what they have for the user score. Mediocre all the way around. It looks like.
But trust me, if I'm gonna get a Souls game, I'm gonna get Sekiro Die twice or Shadows Die twice.
Boy, I can't wait for that. I'm gonna wait for a price drop, but that's gonna be the one that's gonna.
I watched a Kadikarus did a video on it today. It was called Sekiro is way too easy. And then it was, of course, him being sarcastic. He said he got the game on Saturday and he planned to beat it by Sunday, do a review on it. He said it was 5 hours until he got to the first boss. And he was just like, I'm not beating this game.
And I've heard it's not even as hard as some of the Souls games.
I've heard it's way harder.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to do some research.
So you've played Bloodborne, correct?
I have.
Have you played either of the Dark Souls games?
I played portions of Dark Souls. Never.
But you know how it plays. I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
This one plays nothing like those. Like that's actually something Kid Icarus said. He said if you go in there playing this like Dark Souls, you will die constantly.
Wow, you're right. I'm saying the opposite. Yeah, this harder than Dark Souls. Wow, I thought it was the opposite.
The whole purpose of this game is so in Dark Souls, you want to obviously block and, counterattack. In Bloodborne, you want to dodge and be aggressive. This game, you're supposed to deflect. Like, when an enemy attacks you, you don't just block it. You block at the last possible second, and you deflect their attack to get them open for an instant kill.
Wow.
Like, that's the entire basis of the combat.
I can't wait to play it. I can't lie. I can't wait to play it.
I still want to. Oh, also, there's no traditional leveling up. You only get stat increases after beating bosses.
Okay.
I
might not beat the game. I might buy it and play it for 3 hours and not touch it again, but I definitely got to play this game.
I want to play it really too. I might not beat it either. I might get farther than you. I might get maybe halfway or something. It depends if it engrosses me or not, but it's got my interest. Plus, I love the aesthetics and the setting of this. The Japanese stuff, the ninja stuff.
This has been my favorite aesthetic out of all the Souls games.
Yes.
Even Bloodborne. Yes. And I'm a steampunk guy, so that's, I didn't even like Bloodborne.
I loved the Victorian era Bloodborne stuff, but I'm just a huge Japanese fan, so I'd love like ninjas and shit. And
the coloring is awesome.
It looks so good, so good.
Can't wait, but I'll get a price drop. I'm expecting that price drop to come within a month or two, probably.
Yeah, if this gets down to 40, I'd be willing to take the dive.
I think so. 40 is a good number. All right, so let's talk about games with gold. Let's see here. We have 4 games, obviously with backwards compatibility. We got the Technomancer and Outcast Second Contact. And then probably the big heavy hitter this month, Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Tom Clancy's Ghost Second Advanced Warfighter. So, I mean, the Tom Clancy games are always decent. I know Star Wars Battlefront, I mean, it's worth the pickup. It's free at this point. Get it. Have some fun with it. And I've heard of the Technomancer, but I don't know much about it. Actually, the top 2, the Technomancer and Outcast, I don't know a whole lot about. Do you know anything about them?
Technomancer is like just a first-person kind of shooter adventure game.
Okay.
Nothing special. None of these games really do anything for me, but I think this is a more solid lineup than what PlayStation has going on.
Yeah, if you're going to compare the two, I think Xbox has it this month for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't download any of them, but I think Battlefield or Battlefront or whatever it's called, that's at least worth a pickup if you were even remotely interested. I mean, the graphics are fantastic.
Yeah, if you're even half of a Star Wars fan, just at this point, it's almost like just get it.
Yeah, for free. Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I guess even if you're not a Star Wars fan, if you want to play that big open world first person sci-fi shooter, just play it. I think, I'm kind of perturbed that Xbox is winning this month because obviously PlayStation just killed their Vita lineup and PlayStation 3 lineup. So there's only 2 games coming each month. I figured they would be harder hitting, and so far they're not.
Yeah, it's like I was fine with them killing off the PS3 and the Vita support since they're pretty much dead consoles anyway. But I was with you. I was hoping that they were going to really start bringing the heat with the PS4 games, But, man, they've just not been doing that. Conan the Surge isn't bad. They've certainly released worse or had worse free games, but I don't know. I was hoping for something better. A AAA title or something.
Yep, I agree. So hopefully they step it up next month. But, if we keep seeing a trend of this, I'm just going to be like, here we go.
Like, they honestly, they could have released, instead of the Surge, they could have given out Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2 Remastered for free.
Yeah, they've got so many backlog titles at this point.
Because those are they're 2 great games, and you can get them for like $20. $10, $20. So yeah, get them away for free. Go for it.
I agree. So that's your free stuff. Go grab it. Go pick it up. Even if you don't think you'll play it, throw it in your library. Who cares? Maybe you'll download it one day when you're bored. Let's talk about this jackass. If you haven't heard of swatting, let's explain what swatting is real quick. It's usually when somebody is watching a streamer, or maybe another streamer does this, but it's when you're playing a video game and somebody calls the cops, basically has the SWAT team show up at your house. They make a false claim, and it's dangerous. I mean, it's really fucking dangerous, right? Well, this guy, what'd you say his name was? Tyler Barris, I believe?
Tyler Barris from California.
He just got sentenced to 20 years for swatting a guy that resulted in his death.
Yes. The poor guy lived in Kansas. Poor guy lived in Kansas, and apparently I guess he had a beef with him over like a Call of Duty match.
Yeah, I heard it was a Call of Duty game or something.
Yeah, and he swatted the guy, and the guy got killed. And I saw a picture of this little shit, this skinny ass motherfucker. And he's going to jail for 20 years, and I hope he gets raped in the can by Tuna Can Jerry.
It's really fucking shit. I mean, and for anyone, but like to even do it and not result in a death is shitty. But
yeah,
like
it's dangerous.
Think about some of these streaming. You got a lot of these big streamers have kids in their house, and their families live there. I mean, obviously, but their office is their home.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have a SWAT team come in and potentially hurt your whole family? That's fucked up.
I mean, and not only that, but you got to also think about the time and the resources the police department is going through. They get told, hey, there's someone has a gun to some kid's head, and they go in there, and it's just some dude, and there's nothing. While they're doing that, there could actually be someone getting killed off way across town while they're dicking around with this bullshit.
The penalty should be higher for swatting, in my opinion. I don't think that it's high enough. I don't know. I think it's a felony to do it, but I think it should be higher penalty.
I think if you swat someone, period, there should be mandatory jail time. Maybe not 20 years, obviously, but if it does result in someone's death like this motherfucker should go to jail for murder. Just plain and simple.
I think a death off of swatting should be a life sentence.
Yes. Like I said, go to jail for murder. 25 to life. It's just fucking stupid.
Don't do it. It's not worth. It's not even a good joke. Like, why? Don't ruin somebody's life. Yeah, that's ruining someone's life,
or really
the potential to ruin someone's life.
All of our bullshit. Too.
Maybe nothing happens and it's a joke, but maybe somebody gets killed.
At the very least, guys now his fucking front door's ruined.
Exactly, and you know how much
that
costs
probably
to fix.
Ruined. Shit, man, busted off the hinges.
What the like? It almost pissed. The more I talk about it, pisses me off. Like,
I'm already pissed off about it.
How much of an obnoxious piece of shit can you be to do that?
It's the internet, man. They don't. I guarantee you, this guy thought he was going to get away with it because he was being anonymous and shit. It's the internet. No one ever gets caught. Not anymore.
Don't swat.
Don't do it. Not even once.
Not even once.
Make a little propaganda post for that. Swatting. Not even once.
Almost. Well, no, I can't say that. But another sad news story this past week. EA lays off 350 employees, or, for you math people out there, 4% of their entire workforce.
Wow. Telling me EA's bad business decisions are coming back to bite them. I am shocked.
It is. It really is. And they said they did it because of the challenges they're facing. They probably had to trim is what happened. They're losing some money. They probably had to trim some edges.
I guarantee it's probably because of Anthem.
I wouldn't say it was just one game. Let's not say it's one game.
No, it's never just one game, but...
Look at their track record recently.
That's what I was saying. It's been not good.
So, I think a culmination maybe the last couple of years... Maybe less than that, but it led us here. So their reputation is going down.
Mm-hmm. Well, going down. Can it go farther?
Yeah, I mean, and they're losing money. Now they're having to trim down, become lean to keep it, in the green. What's going to happen next? How do they come back from this?
I'm conflicted because honestly, I'd just be happy if EA just went under and went away. But I don't want the employees to lose their jobs.
Right.
I mean, the assholes in charge, fuck them, I give two shits. But I mean, like, the poor, the grunts who actually do the work, I don't want them to be out of work. I mean, honestly, if I had my way, EA would go under, and then, like, a good video game, company would hire the employees and take them under their wing.
I agree. Like a company would grab pull them up,
like Rockstar or CD Projekt Red or something.
I mean, I'm thinking, in my head, the main games they have are their sports games. Obviously, they do have Anthem,
which isn't much, but
it flopped essentially, right? It'll be a good game in a year or so, but that's too late, I think.
Yeah, EA is not a long-term kind of company. They're like what can we make now?
Yeah. I mean, they've got a diverse library. I'm kind of looking through it now, but nothing's jumping out. I mean, it really Titanfall maybe. Titanfall's their best game, and Battlefield maybe.
But they don't make Titanfall anymore. Battlefield they've been fucking up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm looking through, and there's nothing. All the sports games, man.
Yeah, it's seriously. Madden keeps them afloat, and FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, Madden and FIFA probably. Yeah, but I'm with you. They either changed up their a complete 180, or. I mean, that's really the best case scenario. I don't want them to go under. Best case scenario, they fix what's going on.
Maybe they need to stop buying studios just to fucking destroy them, like Visceral.
And one of the biggest misses they have is they have this Star Wars license and they blew it.
Yes.
They had this license for what, 10 years? I can't remember what it was. 10 years maybe.
Was it Battlefront 1? Didn't that also have some problems too?
It did. So Battlefront 1 didn't do too hot. It wasn't terrible.
No.
Battlefront 2 released with like 3 things in it. People were not happy about that. No content really at all.
Mm-hmm.
What else? And I think that's really all they've done with it.
Yeah, that's it.
And they had ample time to do. You give this to if you gave this Star Wars license to any other company, they would have ran hog wild with it.
And the thing is, I think that they are capable of making good games. Like, I can look at Battlefront 2 and see the absolute potential in it, but they get mucked down with all the bullshit they want to put in there. Microtransactions, cutting shit out and selling it to you later. Just money. I know you're a business, you gotta make money, but you gotta give people the fucking value of the dollar. You know, I pay $60 for a game, it better be worth $60 fucking dollars.
And I think the most egregious thing is not giving your customers the full game. So let's say that you have the full game, which is what they're notorious for doing, and then all of a sudden they cut it, half of it off, and they give it to you in like you mentioned, in a DLC of some sort or whatever it is, a battle pack or what are they called? Not a battle pass, but season pass. Yeah. Like that is EA's whole MO is doing that.
If I buy a fucking pizza and I open that box, there better not be 4 slices missing when I get it. And then they sell that to me at an inflated price. I better get the whole damn pizza.
I think after Anthem, they're going back to the drawing board. They have to. Anthem was supposed to be huge, Jeremy. Huge.
It was. Yeah, because I remember
this was going to be the game.
You guys were getting so excited for it until like that last couple of trailers, and you just kind of. And I think it was the demo. You played the demo.
The demo got me, but before the demo, I saw that I started hearing some things, and then that demo, I was like, holy shit. This is not the game.
No. And like Rob's been playing it, and he keeps telling me it's a good game, decent and all that. I think he's more forgiving because it's his type of game, but it's not the be all end all that they were trying to hope for.
Well, our friend Rob, who we're talking about, he's never been harsh on games. He liked Battlefront 2.
It's true, yeah.
And you can't, and he had fun with it. So you can't tell someone not to have fun with a game. There's no way. Yeah. So if you're having fun with it, have fun with it. I'm not, I don't care. Yeah. I mean, and I want people to have fun. That's the whole point of gaming. So if you're having fun with the fucking game, play it till your heart's desire. But what this game needed to be behind the scenes, as far as fiscally, is it fiscally? Is that what you say that? But as far as basically, this was going to be their comeback, their backbone for their company. Mm-hmm. This was going to start a new era for EA, quote unquote. Less microtransactions. Here's your whole story. That kind of thing, and it didn't do it.
Again, they need to stop focusing on this bullshit games as a service. Just release good games. Just release a good, solid single-player game that you sell a shit ton of and make money off of, and then just keep doing that. That's what, like CD Projekt Red, they released The Witcher 3, which you and me, we didn't care for it, but it sold like fucking gangbusters. Universal Acclaim made them so much fucking money. They still made money on, extra DLC, but the game was worth the $60 at price, at launch, I mean. It wasn't a fucking game as a service where you always have to be online. You do all these missions with your buddies and you constantly have to buy, sword packs and shit like that. It was just a solid full game. And then whenever they released that, was it Cyberpunk 2099?
Yeah.
It'll probably be the exact same, situation. They'll get universal acclaim, sell a shit ton of money, and it'll be a full game. And
Cyberpunk has the gaming industry abuzz right now. I'll tell you that much.
And like I said, this is not a game I care about. I don't care about Cyberpunk. But I have so much respect for CD Projekt Red because they do release full games that are of high quality. I cannot argue that.
Right. They do. And you know how I am. I love games as a service. I always have. Well, not always, but when I started getting on started playing them, I really enjoyed them. And most of it came down from me playing, like, Destiny, I guess, started it with me. I don't know if you count, like, MMOs of games as a service, like World of Warcraft.
I do.
If you do, then I started back with EverQuest and World of Warcraft. So I've been playing them for a long time.
Any game where you basically keep pumping money into it is a game as a service.
Right.
So
so I've been playing them, and I enjoy them when they're done right. And a couple of games have done it right, in my opinion. But you can't. The thing that really drives a game is to me, is the story and you need to have. People still want these single player experiences. Not everybody is social and wants to sit down every day and talk to people. People want single player experiences.
That's me.
Yeah. And there's plenty of people like you. And you're not really a minority. There's a shit ton of people like you.
That's true.
So, you can't forget about that. So maybe EA will give us a nice one-off. See what happens.
That'd be nice. Like I said, they used to do that when they had Dead Space before they canceled it.
And Dead Space was a fantastic series.
The first two were. Third one was kind of crap, but still.
But I don't think you bring... EA needs a new IP right now.
They really do.
I know they just dropped Anthem, and they're probably going to focus on that, but they need something else.
Like I said, they need a good single player game. It can have a little bit of DLC in it, but it shouldn't be like a game as a service. It should just be a full game. Maybe there's here's an extra, chapter 3 months later or something like that, but that's it.
We'll keep an eye on it, see what happens, like always. See what happens to EA next week when they lay off 100 more people. I hope not. It's terrible. I hope that doesn't happen. But
now they're gonna merge with Blizzard, and then lay off 40% of their workforce.
Jesus, I hate when people have to lose their jobs for dumb shit.
I know, it sucks.
Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's get to some better news. Borderlands 3 was finally announced. I remember saying last year sometime that Borderlands 3 was going to get announced. It just now got announced. But I like, again, going back to games as a service. I think Borderlands falls under that. It can. I don't know if you don't have to pay in it, but you can buy crates and stuff like that. So
I wouldn't consider that a game as a service because it actually does have an end game, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it's like you beat it, but there's still stuff to do. There's raids and stuff.
I consider that more in the line of kind of like how Fallout and Skyrim are.
Okay.
It's a full game. It's not something you have to keep pumping money into. It has stuff you can buy, but I wouldn't call it a service. I just call it just a game. Just a regular game.
I like Borderlands. I mean, it kind of started this looter shooter, quote unquote, game type. I played 1 and 2. I played Tales from the Borderlands, which was really fun. I like the art style. It's like a comic book. I'm not like a huge, I know all the Borderlands lore. I love watching the stuff on YouTube, but I like the game, and it looks good. You're back in that world. The bosses and the baddies look good. So, yeah, I mean, I'm riding the hype train. I know you made fun of me for it, but I'm riding the hype train on it.
And I'm on.
But there's not a lot left. I mean, to see. We've seen just a little bit. So we need to see a lot more.
Yeah, I'm on. You know me. I'm on the opposite end. I just don't care.
Yeah, you don't care about Borderlands at all.
Nah, not at all.
We knew it was coming. I mean, you knew it was coming.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
So I mean, it's a huge franchise. And I think it'll do well. I mean, unless they absolutely.
It'll do very well.
So I'm ready to hear more. There's not a whole lot to talk about because it was a teaser trailer, then a little bit of gameplay. So it looked like more Borderlands. So if you like the Borderlands, then as of right now, you're a happy camper, right? Isn't that right, Jeremy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so hyped, man. Hyped.
All right, so we had to throw that in there. Jeremy is unenthusiastic about the Borderlands, but we had to talk about it. One last thing before we go. Let's get some E3 talk in. I want to do some more when Carmen's around so we can all get our thoughts in there. But what spurred this conversation is Bethesda said that there will be no Elder Scrolls 6 and no Starfield at E3 this year, right?
Yeah.
That's on top of Sony already not being there. EA not doing their direct there, whatever they usually do. So the question becomes, what do we expect from E3?
Like I figured we talk about what we expect and kind of like what we hope.
Yeah.
Like, like personally,
because I don't expect much.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I like we were talking about earlier. I think this is probably gonna be the worst E3 in a long time in terms of just disappointment. Like, it's not gonna be terrible, obviously, but it's gonna be just not a lot of big reveals. It's gonna be a lot of just samey stuff. I really, really think there's gonna be an increase in filler crap. Like, remember how Sony got made fun of last year for like having that guy come out and play that like bamboo instrument?
Yeah, I thought that was badass though. And
then they took they stopped the presentation for like 30 minutes.
That was egregious.
They're gonna do that. And they're gonna do so much more of that crap this year because they got nothing. So they're gonna try and fill in time. Like that Just Dance number, that's gonna be all Ubisoft has probably.
So it's gonna be the weakest E3. Just in terms of the lineup. Like, Sony's not there,
No. Yeah, Sony. That's something else. Like, Sony's not there, and automatically, I have really no reason to chime in. Like Microsoft, I'll see what they do because I'm always interested to see what the competition does, and I think they're really going to bring it this year. I mean, it's going to be a low bar to cross, but I think they're going to bring it. But like Bethesda, I don't care about, and with their two big hitters not being there, I don't think they're going to have much to show. I think it's going to be a Fallout 76 apology fest with a bunch of free DLC, and I think that they're probably going to show off Fallout 3 Remastered, maybe with the time frame or something. Square, they're going to just half-ass it like they always do.
Yeah, here's some, we'll get you a Kingdom Hearts DLC in 2 years or something.
Yeah, it'll be like, we're going to add some DLC to Kingdom Hearts, and here's some game we're working on for the mobile phone. That's it.
Yeah, here's a mobile game, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, is it about time for another Final Fantasy tease? How long ago did 15 come out?
About 2 years ago, I think.
That's not long enough.
Long enough, yeah. They just had their last DLC come out for it, episode Arden. So they haven't.
That's not long enough. So no, I don't see any Final Fantasy coming.
No, I will say this though: the only way Square is even going to remotely get my interest is if they come out and say Final Fantasy VII Remake is done. Here's a trailer showing in-game footage. Yes, it looks amazing. It will not be episodic, and it will be out by Christmas.
I don't know,
man. That won't happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to remotely happen. I don't think we're going to see it until PS5. That's the only way they could get my interest at this point.
That sucks.
That's a tall fucking order, I know.
So going back to what I want, what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, and I think I've got a pretty, it's a pretty good bet. But Microsoft is going to go balls to the wall and just crush. We've been talking about it forever now. I mean, they're loading up. They have been loading up for the future, and like we're starting to hit the future. And they've got studios, they've got hardware coming. I think they're going to kill it.
Do you have any like predictions on what they're gonna actually games they're gonna announce or anything?
For games, I don't. It's hard to say because they bought so many new studios. Well, not new studios who've done games in the past, but there's no telling what they're going to do under Microsoft's wing.
I'm hoping for them, honestly, that they announce some new IPs, some new, that they own, so they have some good exclusives. I really hope that this time they bring a trailer for Battletoads.
Yeah, so Battletoads immediately jumps out of my mind as something we need to see.
My only concern I have with Battletoads is I'm afraid that it's going to be some kind of crappy Flash animated game. You know what I'm talking about? Like that Power Rangers side scroller that was released a year ago. I
doubt it. I think they're going to put some time into this one.
I really hope they do because that title, it kind of didn't I was excited just at the title alone and the prospect, but it kind of looked janky. I'm afraid they're going to half-ass it. It's going to be a budget title. I really don't want that. I haven't played The only Battletoads I ever played was the original on the NES. That was like 1990.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how long ago. I'm ready for a new Battletoads. I want
too.
you to I want you to buy it so we can play it.
We will. I'll have it. Don't worry.
But not if it's going to be crap.
No.
You know.
And I don't think it will be. But
you
know, then again, they could just half-ass it. But I don't see it because Microsoft has been talking their game up forever. We're investing in the future. We're going to drop bombs. We're going to see, and I think we will see a new IP, Jeremy, because they have these studios. I think we may see a new IP. I think we're, of course, going to see Gears. We're going to see something to do with Halo, and which is not enough anymore. But we'll see something. And I think they bring... Probably, I don't know. Probably hardware. I think we'll see. They'll tease it. I want to say you know what? I'm going on a limb. We're gonna see Xbox 2 teaser at E3.
Nah, we might get some info on it, like maybe some specs or something, but we're not gonna see anything.
I'll see a teaser. It might not be like a look at the hardware. It might be like the Xbox 2 more powerful than ever, yada yada. But we're gonna get a teaser. There'll be something.
That's what I'm saying. Like we might get like some info on it, but we're not gonna see it.
If we do see it though, that'd be dope.
Yeah, might be tipping their hand too early though. I think they're waiting to see what PS5 is gonna do before they tip their hand.
We'll see. We're gonna see hardware this year. I just don't know if it's gonna be at E3.
But if any time it would be E3, I would think.
I'm going to make my prediction. That's where I'm putting my flag in the sand. We will see hardware at E3.
Okay.
A teaser.
I can honestly say, though, Microsoft, I think, like, I have the most confidence in Microsoft right now.
I have more confidence in Microsoft now than I ever have, which is crazy.
Yeah, because, like, they've really, really been busting their ass to come back. And they've been doing a damn good job.
That's what happens when you listen to the fans. It really is.
And it's so weird to say this because, like, right after them, it's Nintendo, and then Sony is Sony is my last of the big three, even though they're my favorite developer right now. You know, I love their stuff, but they're just fucking up so bad. You know,
they're not listening.
They're skipping E3, and then they had that direct, and you watched it, and you said what?
It's boring. It was pointless, actually.
Boring and pointless. I thought they were gonna bring some fucking heat, and what they do show us the same crap.
Same crap. They showed one new game, which looked good. It was fun to look at. It's an indie game title. But that's not enough for me to pull out 20 minutes of my time to see. You show me a bunch of VR stuff, which is good. I want them to pump up VR, whatever. But this was nothing but 18 VR games. Here's some not Dead Rising, fucking Days Gone, and here's a new indie title. That's all it was.
Like I was really hoping they would announce like Bloodborne 2 or something. I've still got that in my back pocket. I want it.
We said it last. I mean, it's going to happen this year, but they'll probably do it at whatever their. Since I would say it'd be at E3, but since they're not coming to E3, it'll be whatever their big equivalent is. I guess their PSX or whatever.
Oh, you mean PS? Oh, was that not their
the PlayStation Experience? Is that what it is?
Yeah, is that? I thought that's what they had.
No, this was like a small direct. Like they're starting to roll out directs like Nintendo does directs. This was like their first episode. They're doing it more now. But their big event, like their big press conference, like you go to the event, is the PlayStation Experience.
That makes me feel a little better. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. This was a one-off, like a Nintendo Direct. It was 20 minutes. Then. Yeah.
That's fine then. I'm hoping that's what they're gonna do for their smaller stuff. That's good.
Yeah, maybe
I hope I hope at their PlayStation Experience then that they actually bring some fucking thunder. Like they need to say Last of Us coming out in December or whatever it is. You know, Bloodborne 2 coming out next year. Here's, a new Ratchet and Clank or a new Jak and Daxter or something like that. Some big shit. They really need to bring some big fucking shit. Like they can't afford not to.
I'm racking my brain trying to think of some stuff that we haven't seen in a while.
I do think at the PlayStation Experience, we'll probably see some God of War DLC announced.
Yeah, I can see some God of War stuff. I don't know if you heard me talking, but I really want to see something with Metal Gear. Not Metal Gear. I'm sorry. Twisted Metal. I don't know why I said Metal Gear.
Yeah,
I want to see some Twisted Metal. They need to do that. They haven't done it in a while. Sweet Tooth is a hell of a PlayStation mascot. Like, let's see something.
That's something else, too. They really need to start looking at their old IPs. Bring in another Twisted Metal. Do another Siphon Filter.
Hey! Yeah, do another fucking Siphon Filter. I've been saying that for a year.
Now's the time. They haven't done one since the PS1.
Right,
you know?
I know. And I know that I mean, it's a second... It's a... I don't know, a janky Ghost Recon, but whatever. It's a good game. It was fun.
Hey, that was back on the PS1. Advancements in hardware, they could do a decent fucking game now.
It could be a first-party IP, no problem.
Exactly. Especially now that Metal Gear Solid's done. I mean, they're not going to do any more Metal Gears. Let's face it. Now's a good time to launch, their version of Metal Gear.
What if Sony just reignited, and I know it won't happen now, but they reignite Siphon Filter and get Kojima on it.
Ooh.
He's going to be putting all his time into Death Stranding right now, but that could be the new Metal Gear.
Because he is on good terms with Sony.
Oh, fantastic terms with Sony.
What they should do is, after he's done with Death Stranding, hire him to help develop a new Siphon Filter.
Exactly. Put him on Siphon Filter. That just
And make that like a PS5 launch title.
There you go.
Damn, son, that'd be killer.
Kojima's
that would be like...
That's his bread and butter.
That would be like the PS5's Breath of the Wild right there, probably.
Oh,
like
easy.
That masterpiece launch game that's so rare.
If Sony could drop a Kojima directed shooter, for third-person shooter, which would be Siphon Filter, that would blow doors like away.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think it's a little bit too far-fetched, but damn.
It's not impossible. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. But that would be awesome.
Yeah, now we're just getting half chubbed up here.
But
yeah, other than Microsoft for E3, I expect, the best showing other than Microsoft, so the best developer showing,
Ubisoft?
I'm going to say Ubisoft, probably, yeah.
I think they're going to show some more that Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, we'll see that. They'll probably do some Division talk.
Yeah, probably some DLC
we'll
for that.
see probably some Assassin's Creed stuff.
Are they skipping this year again? Are they? No, they're back to the yearly, so they'll probably show another Assassin's Creed. Whatever.
Did they go yearly? I thought they were skipping.
They
yearly.
skipped 1 year after Syndicate to make Origins, but then the next year they made Odyssey, I think.
Okay.
So
okay.
we might have another one this year, and it'll be whatever. It'll be something. Okay,
so
none of us.
Which
play.
is big. Assassin's Creed is big. I know we don't particularly like them, but they're big games for big. Ubisoft.
I think they'd be smart though to go back to skipping. Like they need to release these every other year.
Put some time into them, yeah. Make them better.
Because people really liked Origin because it had that extra time and it came out and it felt more fresh.
Yeah.
But people were criticizing Odyssey because it just felt more like Origin. Like they're just starting to go back and copy paste again.
Right. I mean, when Origin came out, it was a breath of fresh air. I mean, it had some new mechanics. They took some time with it, and they've got a good following. They've got a good user base. So just take some time. People are going to buy it, and put some extra, some hands on it. But we'll see a good showing from Ubisoft. So I expect them to be the best developer. I don't see Bethesda bringing a whole lot of anything. I think this is going to be their apology tour, like you said. And they, quite frankly, they need to. They need to do some damage control.
They really do. They need to come in there and just give shit away.
It needs to be more than DLC for Fallout 76. They need to do something else. But damage control, I think, is their number one thing. They're going to apologize, but hey, here's this. Maybe we get a roadmap. Maybe all of a sudden we get some time. It's like, hey, be on the lookout for some, I know we don't have it here, but be on the lookout for some Elder Scrolls 6 coming in December, whatever it is. We get a roadmap, maybe a small roadmap.
I'm usually not a big fan of roadmaps because they're kind of like a cop-out, but they do need one because they got to get their...
Yeah, we need to know what they're going to do. Like, what are you going to do after this train wreck? I mean, was that the next proper Fallout game? If that's the case, we're not going to see Fallout again for another 5 years.
Oof. Yeah, they can't afford that.
If that was their Fallout proper,
Fallout and Elder Scrolls are what keep them afloat.
Sure.
Like I said,
and they've got good titles sprinkled in, like Wolfenstein, but it's not as huge.
Oh yeah, but like I said, if Elder Scrolls 6 goes the Fallout 76 way and tanks, they're done. They will not come back from that.
So, I don't know. I mean, this going to be an apology tour for them, which is okay. I'm more than okay with that. Nintendo, they'll just do their cop-out direct like usual. And I'm not sure who else is going to be there at this point, so I don't want to speak to, who all is going to be there. I'm not sure.
I'm hoping we do see some good third-party stuff. Just pop in. Like when Fighter Z appeared, that was awesome.
Yeah. And we'll see some good indies. There'll be, a lot of good indies usually show up at E3.
Yeah. But and I think that's, like, right now, that's the only way that E3 is going to even be remotely saved is just surprises from third parties. I don't think any of the big presentation, the big companies are going to bring anything amazing.
Microsoft's our best bet for that.
They are, except for Microsoft. They might bring some thunder, but that's it.
And I hope they do. I'm really gonna be anxious. I'm gonna, in my head, I'm gonna be like, here it comes. Microsoft's gonna bring the hammer, and one or two things are gonna happen. They're gonna bring the opposite of the hammer. Like, there's not gonna be an in between here. It's gonna be like mallet. All four. There's gonna be like Thor hammer, or it's gonna be no mallet. Hammer. Yeah, it's all or nothing. Like, they can't be mediocre at this point.
I agree. I do agree. But I really do think they're gonna bring the Thor hammer. Even if it's stuff I don't care about, I always look at it as like, is this like something people care about? If they come out and announce like Halo 6 or whatever, that's a hammer. They come out and they announce, here's the brand new Battletoads, here's some footage, that's a hammer. But if they come out and just go, oh yeah, we're working on like some more, Connect stuff or something, that's a rubber mallet. No one gives a shit.
Oh yeah, by the way, Master Chief's coming to Super Smash.
Well, that would be a hammer.
I think so too.
Oh, dude, if they bring Banjo-Kazooie to Smash,
that'd be cool too.
That's a double hammer.
I think Banjo-Kazooie are made for Smash. They should be in that game. They are.
Them and Conquer would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Smash. I haven't played Smash in a while. I gotta play some. But that's it. That's my thoughts on E3. You got anything?
That's all we got, baby.
Well, that was a good podcast. It was just the two of us. I'm sure they're tired of hearing us two drone on and on. So, I think next week we'll finally have a new super fight. Jeremy's still the champ.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. You got beat by Josh, but that was just like a...
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was
a special one.
That's right. Yeah, the last one, official one, I beat you, I think.
Yeah, so it's you and Carmin next week. So be looking out for that super fight. Again, I know Carmin usually does a shout-outs, but if you've made it this far, go check out to the YouTube channel. We got our select starts dropping every Tuesday and Thursday. We obviously got the podcast dropping every Sunday night now. So it seems to be the schedule we're on. We got some stuff planned for the future, so some nice stuff coming down the pipe. And I guess, Jeremy, why don't you get us out of here?
All right, we'll keep gaming on, and as always, stay
hella
average.
Peace.
Out.